You know that feeling, right? That ache of just feeling disconnected? Well, for millions of people, it's become way more than just a fleeting feeling. It's a quiet crisis. Today, we're diving into the loneliness epidemic.
I mean, it's the big question, isn't it? We have smartphones, we have the internet, we're supposed to be more connected than any other time in human history. So what's going on? Why are so many of us feeling so deeply, profoundly alone?
And look, this is not just in our heads. We're talking about a full-blown public health issue. The numbers are just staggering. In the UK, 60% of young adults say they feel lonely often. 60%! And in the US, it's nearly half of the entire population. This isn't just a few people feeling a bit down. This is a massive, widespread problem. And that right there is the huge paradox of our modern lives. We've got all these tools designed to bring us together, but that sense of real, genuine connection, it feels like it's slipping through our fingers. It's a puzzle. And honestly, it touches every single one of us, whether we're feeling it firsthand or we see it in the people we love.
Okay, so before we dive any deeper, we've got to be super clear on what we mean by loneliness. It's not the same thing as just being alone, right? You can be totally content by yourself, or you can feel crushingly lonely in a packed room. The key thing to get is this: loneliness is completely subjective. If you feel lonely, then you are lonely, full stop. It's not a weakness, it's not a character flaw, it's real.
All right, so where do we even start to unravel this thing? Well, the first clue, it's buried deep inside our own biology. It turns out that feeling of loneliness isn't some kind of flaw or a bug in our programming. Nope, it's a feature. Here's the best way to think about it. You know when you feel hungry, right? That's your body's alarm bell going off, saying, hey, you need food to survive. Well, loneliness is the exact same thing. It's a biological alarm bell, but instead of food, it's telling you that you desperately need social connection. It's this deep, primal signal that something vital is missing. So why is that connection so critical? Well, you have to remember, for millions of years, sticking together was our #1 survival strategy. Our brains literally evolved to be social, to form bonds, to cooperate. For our ancient ancestors, being in a group meant safety, it meant food, it meant you'd probably live to see another day. But being alone, that was a death sentence. This is exactly why getting rejected hurts so much. I mean, it can physically ache, right? That feeling has a name: social pain. And it's an ancient survival tool. It's basically your brain's early warning system screaming at you, hey, whatever you just did, stop it, or you're gonna get kicked out of the tribe and, eaten. The ancestors who were most sensitive to that pain, well, they were the ones who stuck with the group and survived to become, well, us. Okay, so we've established we're basically running on ancient, survival-focused software that craves connection. But what happens when you take that ancient programming and plug it into the 21st century? Yeah, things get complicated. Let's take a look at how the world itself changed, setting the stage for what we're seeing today.
For most of human history, life was all about the group, the community. But then, a few hundred years ago, things started to shift. The focus slowly moved from us to me. And then, bam, the Industrial Revolution hit, and that shift went into overdrive. People moved from small villages where they knew everyone to big, anonymous cities. And today, we move for school, for jobs, constantly uprooting ourselves, often leaving our closest connections thousands of miles away. And this isn't just some abstract history lesson. You can see the impact in the numbers. I mean, look at this. In the US, the average number of close friends, the people you'd actually call in a real emergency, dropped from 3 to just 2 in a couple of decades. We might have 1,000 friends on social media, but the number of people we can genuinely, truly rely on, that number is getting smaller and smaller. And this is where things get really dangerous. See, loneliness isn't just a passive feeling that happens to you. It's an active state. And worse, it can create this vicious, self-feeding loop that traps you. And the stakes here are incredibly high. We're not just talking about feeling sad. The chronic stress of loneliness is literally toxic for your body. The research is clear. It's as bad for your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, and it's twice as deadly as obesity. It just wrecks your system, flooding you with stress hormones, hammering your immune system, and even making other diseases worse.
So what is actually happening inside your brain when this takes hold? Well, when loneliness becomes chronic, your brain flips a switch into self-preservation mode. It goes on high alert for any social threat. But here's the cruel irony. At the exact moment it's desperately scanning for threats, it gets worse at telling what's a threat and what isn't. You start to see hostility everywhere, even reading a friendly or neutral face as something threatening.
And that is the trap, the loneliness loop. It goes like this. You feel a little isolated, so your brain, now in that high alert mode, starts looking for and finding only negative social cues. This just fuels your negative thoughts about yourself and other people. So what do? You start pulling back. You avoid social events to protect yourself from getting hurt, which of course just makes you feel more isolated. And the whole cycle starts all over again, each time a little bit stronger.
Okay, I know that sounds pretty bleak, but here's the good news. Understanding how this loop works is the first step to breaking it. So let's shift gears. Enough about the problem. Let's talk about the solution. How do we actually fight back and start to reconnect? All right, the absolute first, most important step, we have to stop being ashamed of this feeling. Seriously, you have to recognize that feeling lonely is a normal, universal human signal. It's like feeling hungry or tired. Everybody on the planet feels this way sometimes. There is zero shame in it. You wouldn't ignore a fire alarm, right? You have to listen to this alarm too and figure out what it's telling you.
So where do you start? You start by paying attention to your attention. After you hang out with someone, take a second and ask yourself, was that whole conversation really that bad, or am I just stuck on that one awkward thing I said and ignoring all the good parts? Try to separate what actually happened from the negative story your brain might be telling you about it.
Because where your attention goes, your thoughts follow. So the next step is to examine those thoughts. Are you walking into a party already assuming no one's going to talk to you? Are you automatically thinking the worst about what people mean? Look, it makes sense. It's your brain trying to protect you. But that protection builds a wall. So the real challenge is, can you try to give people the benefit of the doubt? Can you risk being just a little bit vulnerable?
And finally, take an honest look at your own actions. Are you saying no to invitations you secretly want to go to? Are you letting calls from friends go to voicemail? Sometimes, to avoid the possibility of rejection, we do the rejecting first. We push people away. Just noticing that you're doing that alone is a huge first step toward changing it.
Now, sometimes just thinking about this stuff isn't enough to break the cycle, and that is 100% okay. If you feel like you're really stuck, reaching out to a therapist or a counselor is not a sign that you failed. It's a sign of incredible strength. It's an act of courage.
At the end of the day, for all its wonders, our modern world can't replace one simple biological fact. And this quote just says it perfectly. Most animals get what they need from their physical surroundings. We get what we need from each other. It's that simple. We are hardwired for connection. And maybe, just maybe, remembering that and acting on it isn't just the cure for loneliness. Maybe it's how we start building a better world together.